The first pro with this 2024 Toyota Supra 3-liter Premium is definitely going to be the way that it drives. I love how communicative this car is, both through the chassis and through the steering. This is a car that really works with you and never against you. If you want to have fun in this, if you want to hoon around in it, you have to initiate it. You have to turn off the traction control and put the car into sport mode for you to slide around in it. Even with all of the nannies turned off, you can easily bring it back without an issue. The car always communicates with you. You know exactly what the front end and the rear end is doing. Plus the car just dances around corners. You can have a lot of fun with this on a back road. So handling and driving dynamics, #1 pro. Many people would obviously consider the engine and the transmission to be a pro. And yeah, from its efficiency standpoint and for getting the job done, for sure, this B58 engine with 382 horsepower made it to the 8-speed ZF. It is lightning quick. It does 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, according to Toyota. But the con with this engine, as controversial as this might be, is this engine doesn't have any real character. In fact, there is no controversy. This is just the nature of most of these turbo engines. It's not just BMW, it's also with Audi, Chevrolet. Almost every turbo engine lacks character and soul. There's a few turbo engines I like, primarily from AMG Mercedes. Outside of that though, the naturally aspirated stuff from Lexus, the 5-liter Coyote engines, even the 6.2-liter Chevrolet Camaro engine with the NPP exhaust, that sounds brilliant as well. This one in its stock form just sounds like my handheld vacuum cleaner. For me, the driving dynamics outdo the engine for me. Despite how quick this is, I just love hooning this thing through a back road. And really the best way I can describe it is, if you had some food being prepared by a chef versus some AI robot, yeah, the robot is obviously getting the job done, right? But a person, you know, you go to one of those hibachi places, the chef is over there, grabs an octopus by its head, throws it in the air, slices it up with a samurai sword, catches it on the plate, you know. That's just way more character than some AI robot cooking up the food. You know, they both got the job done, of course, but the way that the flesh and blood human went about it has way more character. That's kind of how I feel with this B58 inline-6 engine. Yeah, it's getting the job done, but a 5-liter V8 Coyote or a 5-liter Lexus V8 will do the job with more character, with better sound, etc. Now, another argument that I get is people will say that the B58, you can easily tune it, right? And that's great, and that is true. That is a pro. If you want to tune it, go crazy with it, you can do that, and the B58 can apparently handle a lot of power. But you're doing that at the expense of your warranty. So the quote-unquote car enthusiasts, they really baffle me sometimes. They want a reliable car, but they will also void their warranty, pay money to do it, and then they have apparently no issues being on the hook for a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 engine. Just thought that was interesting. Anyway, I'm going to say that the next pro will be with this interior space. This is that previous generation BMW interior, but it's functional, it's ergonomic. I like the physical buttons and switches for the HVAC. The 8.8-inch touchscreen does a great job. You can also use the rotary dial if you want, and it's quick to respond. You do have wireless Apple CarPlay, but there seems to be no Android Auto, so that could be a con depending on who you are. But the seats are super comfortable, and for 2024, we have this new hazelnut brown color for the premium models of the Supra like we have here. The rest of the Supras, they come with a black interior space, but these seats are very comfortable, plenty of lumbar support. And another thing I like with the premiums, you do get the 12-speaker JBL audio system with 500 watts. It sounds really good. It's clear, you have plenty of bass. The overall interior feels solid. There is no creaking or rattling here. Steering wheel looks good. You have one-touch automatic windows for all 4 windows. I will say the digital gauge cluster is kind of a con. You can't really do anything with it. You have to look at the actual infotainment screen to see your tire pressure and your fuel economy and all that. So I just wish you could do more with the digital gauge, but it is what it is. The other con with this interior is going to be the lack of storage. So you have 2 cup holders here, but no center armrest. The glove box is pretty small. You do have a wireless charging pad here, exclusive to the 3-liter premiums. Unfortunately, I can't put my iPhone 15 Pro Max there, and you just have a small little cubby space in the back, but that's about it. The door pockets are pretty useless. And this next con is going to be, you know, typical sports car stuff. It's a little bit more difficult to get in and out of this vehicle. I'm also 5'11". I have the seat all the way down, and, you know, I don't really have that much more headroom here. So if you're super tall, this might not work out for you. But a pretty big pro is going to be the hatchback space that we have with the Supra. I do really like that. That certainly adds some practicality to this vehicle. We do not have a spare tire here. We only get a tire fixing kit. Another big pro with these cars is definitely going to be the exterior looks. Everyone is snapping their necks to look at this car, and I do have to admit it is very stylish. It certainly has presence out on the road. I like the headlights, the taillights. Everything about the design is just amazing to me. Again, styling is pretty subjective, but regardless, you can just tell by the reactions of a lot of people out there. This is a very low-slung, stylish vehicle. The Refinement is going to be kind of a pro and a con because surprisingly, we don't have any real wind noise with this car. You just get a little bit more tire noise and some road noise, but honestly, you can kind of reduce the tire noise if you just swapped out these tires. We have the previous generation Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires here. If you swap these out for some Continental Performance all-season tires or some Performance summer tires from Continental, this could be a lot quieter and a lot smoother. So that's why I mentioned this as a pro and a con, because the other pro is this is riding decently for what it is. I think that the suspension strikes a great balance between sporty stiffness and also being compliant. It's obviously still tuned towards being a sporty and more stiffer experience. However, this car never gets jarring by any means. Like when you go over bumps, you feel them, and when you go over like the dips in the road, you feel that as well. But again, the car never feels unsettled. It never feels like it's shattering your back. Part of the reason for that is because we have these amazingly comfortable seats. Again, that's a big pro with this car. The seats do an amazing job in absorbing a lot of those imperfections for you. But yeah, the car is also not getting unsettled over the bumps. It's not being shifted over into the next lane, nothing like that. The car also doesn't do anything weird on a day-to-day basis. Like it's never tramlining, it's never following the imperfections of the road. No, this thing is always confident and secure. Speaking of confidence, another big pro is going to be the stability of this car at high speeds. You can be doing well over triple-digit speeds, and this car still remains planted out on the road. So I do love that. But I will end off with this. One subtle con is going to be the fact that they make you pay up for the blind spot monitoring and the rear cross traffic alert. This is like a $60,000 vehicle, and they still charge you over $1,000 to get the blind spot monitoring and the rear cross traffic alert. That should come as standard with every Supra, so I don't like the fact that they charge you for it. But other than that, brilliant car, really enjoyed driving it. Your best case scenario with these things is going to be paying MSRP for it. So if you have a good Toyota dealership nearby where you can pick these things up at sticker and they can genuinely work on your car, get parts for it, the dealership knows what they're doing when it comes to these vehicles, I would say go for it. You will enjoy driving this and hooning it around on some back roads. It is enjoyable for those purposes, and this thing can be even more smoother and compliant if you just swap these tires out for some Continentals. That's my personal preference in tires. I like them for the smoothness, the grip, and also the wet grip as well. So that can really help out. But yeah, if you're a Supra owner, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know how much you like it. Let me know if you got a good deal on it. But thank you so much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye.